experiential learning, how experiential learning can be more sustainable, more long-lasting, and changing the neurons, changing the physical type of the brain. And yesterday we talked about the practices and, that we can do, the practical things that we can do at home when we are in the lockdown. So today I'm going to talk a little bit of more than that. So we'll be talking a little bit about ESD and environmental education, because this is one thing that is already in the school in Nepal, even in India. There's a subject called EPH. Social studies also covers a lot of things, but today I want to just speak from a different kind of angle. And after I stop after 45 minutes, then Neelam ma'am will take on with how these elements of ESD and environmental education can be embedded, can be integrated. Okay, so integration, she will talk more about integration of lessons. And then we will again discuss at the end on how we can embed or integrate the elements of ESD and environmental education. So with this, let me start. But before that, let me once again remind that tomorrow's session will be by Akhila Basu on learning disabilities and learning difficulties. And I've just put up a question, kind of a request, that if you can just mention some of your cases, like if you have some children with learning difficulties, learning disabilities, you can write in the chat box, and I request Akhila ma'am to just note it down so that tomorrow you can highlight these things and include in your presentation. Thank you so much. Now let me start my screen share. So can you see?
Yes, sir. It's
okay. Let me put on my video also now, so I request all of you to put on the video as far as possible so that we can see the faces, and that gives us energy. I think the same thing happens in the online classes. If the children put off their videos, then you don't know what they are doing, whether they are running away or they are playing, or but it's not, you will not play, I know, but it's always good for the person who speaks to get some kind of a visual feedback when we are talking. So actually, if I really talk about environment education and ESD, in the beginning, in 1994, actually it's about 27 years ago, after I came back from Scotland after studying environment education in Strathclyde University in Glasgow, then I devised 5 days of training. 5 days means from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 5 days of course for environment education program. And that we did for many NGOs, and I am associated with an NGO also even now. So we did that, but when the schools didn't have the time to give me 5 days, then I reduced it to 2 days. 2 days worked very fine, and sometimes they didn't give me time, so I had to reduce it to 1 day. Then now I'm going to talk about this in 35 to 45 minutes. So I don't know how far I can be able to make you understand, but I'll try my best. So I'll just give you a kind of overall kind of idea of what environmental education is, why we should learn, and how can we implement in our daily lives, in our teaching. So here we go. So my question would be to you. I'll just look into the chat box. What is education for? What do you think is education for? Why are we teaching? Why have we become teachers? What is the purpose of educating the people today in the 21st century? We may have had a lot of different objectives when we started learning in the beginning, the first humans when they started learning. But what is the purpose of educating today? So can you just write in the chat box? I'll just give 1 minute. Just one word will do. 1 or 2 words will do. Transforming. Very good, sir. Thank you so much. Transforming. I'll come to that. Very good. To have better living, Krishna sir. Very good, very good. So I want everyone to, because all of us are teachers, we know why we are doing this teaching job, teaching work, to gain knowledge. Aditi, okay. Aditi, okay. To gain knowledge, motivating, to have better living, motivation, gain knowledge as well as for betterment of life, for good and responsibility, self-development. Very good. Very good. Everybody is right. Everybody is right. To develop nice, nurture empathy and critical thinking in children. Very good, sir. Very good, Subharai. Social responsibility. Social responsibility. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Please keep on. Keep going. I'm just reading. Just trickle your brain a bit. Everything will come. Understanding the value of everything, Umesh sir. Very good. You can write again, no problem. You can write again and again, no problem. Many words can be there to relate the subject to the real life. Thou sir, very good, sir. Explore and understanding, very good. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So there may be so many awareness, Lakshman sir, very good, sir. Thank you. Lakshman sir wrote awareness and transformation, very good. To make learning meaningful, yes, Vinutha, very good. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, now let me continue from here. Suppose many of your parents, I'm sure many of your parents, and when you take the children to the school, when your child to the school, what goes in your mind? What goes on in the mind of a parent when he or she takes the child to the school?
Growth.
Yes, sir.
I think they want the growth in science.
They want growth. So every parent would aspire. There's a lot of big aspiration, a lot of hope. A lot of parents, I think most of the parents, I'm a parent also. I always think, and I think many parents think the same way. We always think that let my child be happier than me, more progressive, more prosperous, richer, happier. So happy word. So what makes us happy actually? What makes us happy? That's the mute question today. We are trying to find happiness even in the difficult times. Actually, we are not happy right inside. If you really think, we're not happy, we're not able to come out of the homes for the last almost 1.5 years now, and we are not happy. But we are trying to find happiness. We're trying to laugh, even in difficult times, but we are not happy. So what is happiness? What brings us? What is the main thing that has taken away the happiness today? Just think, what has taken away the happiness?
Very relative question.
No, it's because we have to really relate to life. We are talking about life, learn for life, learn through life, learn for life.
Yeah.
Learn about life. There's the curriculum designed by the government. If you read the curriculum, it's written there very clearly. But what is life now? Life is become so difficult. Let me just hello. There's a hello. I don't know. One of the participants, I don't know. Okay, so I was just telling that our happiness is gone mainly for health reasons. Is the health,
Well-being.
if we ask any parent, why are you educating your child? The parents would say, for the better future of my life, of my child, for the better future, for a bright future. So bright future is the key word here. And some of the names of the schools, some people have kept the name of the schools Bright Future School. Okay, so the meaning may be, if you bring your child here, the child will have a bright future. So what makes us our future bright? I want the answer from you. You can just tell what makes our future bright. What is the other term for bright future?
Sir, stay satisfied, happy, patience on different situation.
So that means, in one word, that means a quality life, right?
Definitely.
The quality of life should be very good. So what makes the life of a person a qualitative life? What are the main factors that makes our life a qualitative life? What are the main factors?
Again, health.
Health. Health is the
Yes.
first thing.
Yeah,
Health
first
is wealth. We always
Health
say
is
health is wealth. That's why today we are trying to save our health. We are trying to remain healthy by just hiding inside our house,
yeah. Right.
because we have encouraged so much of environment that the environment is now saying you stay back, and when we come out we have to close our face, because it's shame for us to show the mouth, our face to the earth, because we have done so much to the earth, so much of devastation because of the human activity. And now the first thing about health, what is the first requirement for a good health? Please tell me.
Diet, exercise.
I think we are forgetting one very important component, very important component, for which people
Relationships.
really fought. Very
Relationships.
recently in India, even in Nepal, people are running up and down here and there for that, because people are dying.
Environment.
Air,
Air, yeah, oxygen, yeah, air.
oxygen, air. So that's the first thing that we require to become healthy, to remain healthy. Because the moment a child is born, he doesn't ask for water, he doesn't ask for food, but he has to breathe, or she has to breathe, the baby has to breathe. So the first thing is that we require is air. So what is the quality of air today? Even otherwise, even if there was no corona, we had to wear masks in the town. The quality of air is very bad. It has gone from bad to worse over the last 30-40 years. And what comes next after air? What is important for remaining healthy?
Clean water.
Water, yes. A healthy person breathes 22,000 times in 24 hours, average. But we drink only about 5 to 6 or 7 times. We drink water only, and we take, then only comes the food. All these three things are gone. Okay, so quality life. We are all aspiring for a quality life, and we are not even taking care of the air quality. We are not taking care of the food quality, the water quality. So this is the beginning of the presentation. So let's think of these three things, because these three things are required by every animal. We are a kind of animal. We are a kind of animal. We are not better than animals. We are just animals. The only difference is we have the power to reason. We have the reasoning power, and we have used our limbs, we have fingers in a different way. So that's why we developed. Other animals remained back, and we today say that we are at the top of the ecosystem. We have to kill animals. We have to rule the world. That's the problem. Now we have to go back, go back, go back. With our teaching methodology, we have to change our thinking mindset. That's the main thing. So education for 21st century, what is happening now? We are claiming to be the 21st century teachers. And there was a conference I attended where they said we are sitting inside a building made in 19th century, and we are born in 20th century, and we are teaching 21st century children. There is no talmud, there is no balance in that. We have to change our mindset. So what is happening now? Most of the schools in the South Asian countries, not only in Nepal and India, or all in the South Asian countries, in Eastern countries, except few other countries, developed countries, this is what we are doing. We are giving the knowledge in watertight compartments. We are already doing this. Very thick books. When the children carry heavy books, the parents become so happy, Oh, my child is having so many books. He has to, or she has to read so many books. And some schools try to provide so many books and they think that their school is so great because there are so many books. The child is going to be so knowledgeable. So we're giving the knowledge, fine. But what is missing there? Now, why we have to teach is to make that's the main thing. Not a doctor, not an engineer, not a teacher, not a professor. But first, the person has to be a very good human being. How can we do that? By incorporating the skills. The knowledge should have skills incorporated. So that can be done through lesson plans. Culture and values. Our culture is so rich. We are trying to borrow the culture of other people, forgetting our own culture. Our sanskars are so nice, so rich, so valuable, so thought-provoking, so important that can guide our life. So how much are we integrating this into the knowledge system, in our lesson plans, in our schooling system? That is very important to think. Okay. So if we can put in all the skills, culture, values, sanskar, ethics, all these good things, because I can see, this limited time, I can give a lot of examples. You must have seen. I have seen some children from the so-called big schools, great schools, throwing the kurkure packet outside the bus. So what does that mean? The child may have got high marks. The child may be the first boy or the first girl, but what is the translation? What is the transformation that is got? So Lakshman sir very rightly point out, transformation. We have to transform the lives of the children, not transmit the knowledge, but the transformation is very important. So all these things, if we put, then comes the positive attitude, leading to positive action. That can really lead us to a better future, a brighter future, a quality life. How to teach is integrated approach. That's what we are trying to do. We have to integrate the elements of values, our sanskars, our culture, everything has to be embedded. That's why I was just telling Amar sir that we have to really find out the values of the people. What values are there, we have to really respect. There are good values which should be respected. There may be bad values also, which may be detrimental to the lives of the people, that we have to slowly forget. We have to really, through education only. For example, Chhaupadi is not going so fast because there is lack of education and positive values there. They have the values right inside, embedded, very difficult. It will take many years to really change. So this is what education should do. As a 21st century school teacher, we are here, school principals, school managers, school leaders here, and I consider all the teachers as the school leaders because you are the classroom manager, you are the classroom director, you are the classroom curriculum writer, we are everything. These days, we are everything. I think I spoke this thing even in the video if you have watched it. So let's visualize, because we have to be visionary teacher. What would be the condition or the quality of the following by 2041, after 20 years? Today, this year is 2021. In 20 years time, globally and locally, what would happen to this? What would be the quality of water, air, and forest cover? What do you think will happen? Just reflect, because we have to be a reflective teacher. Unless we reflect, we can't really improve. We have to really reflect every day, every minute. And fuel, cooking gas, and energy. What would happen in 20 years' time? Climate and weather. See, everything is changing. The climate pattern is changing. We can see the Melanchi floods, Narani floods every year. So things are happening like that. So what's happening to the weather? Agriculture and food security. What's happening to agriculture? What's happening to the food? Because the place where we were growing food is full of houses, full of infrastructure, modern development in the name of development, and health and diseases. When I was in class 7, class 8, we never heard of AIDS. Now we are hearing so many new diseases. Now this Corona also has muted, and now we are hearing Delta plus, and it's already seen in out of 38 samples collected in Nepal, 37 have been detected as Corona, the Delta plus. So we are facing danger time again. War and terrorism. What would happen in 20 years' time? Social fragmentation and disharmony. Somehow it has become so small. Anyway, social fragmentation. disharmony among the people, among the societies, among the communities. Human population, urbanization. In 20 years' time, what would happen? Resources depletion. We have so many resources. The white tiger is gone. The dodo bird is gone. So a lot of species are gone. A lot of tree species have disappeared from the face of the earth. What would happen in the next 20 years? Do you think it will be better, or you think it will be worse? Some people may think, oh, it's going to be better. But if you compare, when you have to visualize the future, you have to look back 20 years back. What was the quality of air 20 years ago in your place? I'm telling somebody is from Jyoti, somebody is from Dhangadi, somebody is from Pokhara and different places, some from Centruy. So what was the quality of air 20 years ago? So based on the trend of the air quality from 20 years till now, we can then tell the future, envision the future. So that's very important. So you can take it negative or positive. Some people may think, oh, it will improve. Some people may think, no. So what do you think? I want just one or two answers. Some people who have not spoken so far, I encourage them to speak. Because if you don't speak, we will just waste our time, and we have Neelam ma'am waiting for her presentation.
We're going to
Okay.
visualize all these things. I think we will prepare the children to face the challenges that they might be incurring by the year 2041.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they will be prepared to tackle with these sort of things.
Yeah. So yes, very good. So what happens tomorrow in the future very much depends, largely depends on what we do in the classroom today. What we write in the blackboard will be reflected in 20 years' time, not just immediately. So that's why education has a very long process to really come out, internalize, and then react. Okay. Okay. Now, the question is, what as a teacher or a principal can I do to address these issues? Suppose Amar sir is there, Lakshman sir is there as a school head. So what would you plan to do in your school to address some of these issues? Or Ankuram school from Chitwan, there are several participants, 6 or 7 participants here. What you as a team can plan to address these issues? Now the time has really come to really think all these things, then incorporate all these things, integrate all these things in the teaching system. So let me briefly just tell about this clock. This looks very simple. This clock tells a very big history. Actually, we always say that the Earth is about 4.6 billion years old. So this
Yellow.
there is some noise. Please mute. Yeah. So I have tried to put this 4.6 billion years in 1 hour clock. Let's imagine that 4.6 billion years is fitted into this 1 hour clock. When did the Earth begin? The Earth began here. The Earth was formed at 0.01 minute. Then the life started at 9 minutes 18 seconds. Then the first bacteria, I'm just going fast. First bacteria came only at 17.37. Then the first cells to the nucleus is at 40. Until then, it was a unicellular organism. The life was very simple because the air chemistry was different. The life was very, very simple. Even the animals or insects or the unicellular organism, they were able to survive in the absence of oxygen. The whole air chemistry was different. So due to chemical reactions and things like that, then the atmosphere changed and they multiplied, and now we are all sharing the same cell. The life started with 1 dot, and it's being shared by 7.8 billion people. so many insects, so many animals, so many plants, so many creatures. So we are all one. That way, we have started from one single point. So we are all one. That's why we should all live like one. We should all join our hands. That's the message here I want to give. Now the other message is, now we say that, oh, dinosaurs were so many years ago, because we are calculating everything from the human time. We are calculating everything from the human time. But if the earth was to speak, if the earth was to say something, if the earth was able to speak something, then she would say, ah, you people, you just came very, very late. The first modern man came when? It was just when it was striking the 12th hour, 12th, this hand. 59.59.9, fraction of a second we appeared. And we are calculating from the human time. Oh, my father's father was, lived in this world long time ago. But if the earth was to speak, oh, it is just very recent. So many things had happened before you came. So we came so late. So within this fraction of a time, so there are 3,600 seconds in an hour. The modern human appeared at 59.59.9. That means at 0.0, roughly at 0.1. And during this very short time, we have put this earth, our common home, to the brink of exhaustion. The earth is exhausted. We all say Mata, Prithvi Mata. She's exhausted. Why we say Mata? Because we are born out of this earth. We are made out of 5 elements. And when we die, we go back to the earth. We have put this earth in a very difficult position because of our activities. And now today we are forced to breathe. We are forced to drink and eat poison. Everything is poison, even food, all adulterated, mixed, vegetables, all mixed, chemicals, fertilizers, everything is mixed. Water, we don't know what quality we are drinking. That's all going and nesting in our bloodstream, and that makes us sick. And every time we go to the hospital, they check our blood and see, oh, you have eaten this, you have done this. So everything is finished. It's all because of the world population, the human population. It's not the population. I'm not talking of the population of the rhinos or elephants or monkeys or deer or whatever, tiger. It's the population of human beings, because we have created in the environment, we have controlled the environment, we have changed the environment for our pleasure, for our food. We have destroyed the forest to grow our food, and we have become so healthy and productive all the time, because animals have their seasons to breed, to produce the babies, but we produce every time, every month, every second. If you look at the global figure, then every second there are so many children being born. So when we compare, from 1950, there are just 2.5 billion people. Within 70 years, we have more than three times. Three times we have doubled. We have gone more than 3 times. We have increased more than three times in 70 years. Think of the other 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 years. Even today, with this population, there's a lot of resource, fight for resources, globally, internationally, locally. Even in the village, if they have to put the water, now this is the rice planting season, the water, they fight on water because of the resources, because a lot of people, there are so many fields growing up. And this is the thing why we are rich biodiversity wise. The Indian subcontinent and the Nepal, why we are rich? Because we have the combination of the Palearctic region, combination of Ethiopian region, and the Indo-Malayan plate. So these 3 plates have come together, and that's why we have a kind of different kind of ecosystem, different kind of climate, different kinds of plants, animals. So we have varieties. So biodiversity wise, we are very rich. We have the hotspots from the natural resources perspective. Okay, but despite these things, we face so many issues. We have deforestation going on. We have forest fires in the dry season. Last time we had it in Kathmandu very badly. Everywhere there was forest fire. Poaching is going on. Very recently also we heard about poaching. Rhinos being killed, tigers being killed. A lot of pollution everywhere. Plastic pollution is so much. War and civil strife. in the world, even in the locality, civil strife, local people fighting each other for resources, for small things also they start fighting, social disharmony, community and community they are fighting among each other, and climate change. This is the biggest issue that we are facing, climate change, because the whole earth is facing this problem. But Nepal and some parts of India, the Himalaya, especially the Himalayan part, is facing more issues. And one of the reasons for this melange flood is also because of climate change, because it just came out, the snow must have melted, and they have triggered the floods there. So the only solution is the state, ESD, education for sustainable developments. There are 5 steps. They had a meeting, first meeting in 1972 in Stockholm. From 1974, they started the World Environment Day, and then they thought they should have a environmental education conference. So the first conference they had was in Tbilisi in Georgia, Russia. And I was fortunate to attend the 4th conference in India. So first they said was awareness should be there. We have to raise awareness. That we are doing every day, every year, and not every day, every year. On the Environment Day, on the 5th of June, what we do is we take the children out and just with the placards and say, oh, keep our city clean, keep our things clean, and no garbage, let's be pollution free. But 364 days we forget. So awareness is not enough. So awareness has to lead to knowledge and understanding about the issues that we are confronting, every one of us, every individual on this planet. And then we have to change the attitude. We have to then think, oh, very deeply internalize, oh, these things are the issues there, which is really becoming big and bigger and bigger, very, very complex. We are living in a very complex, interdependent society, in the community, the global village. So attitude has to change. Then skills. We have to also develop skills. We should know how to deal with the issues. So awareness, no, I've got awareness, I've got knowledge and understanding, I've done masters in environment science. Yeah, I have changed my attitude. I forgot, I stopped doing this, that. Yeah, I know how to do it. But unless you act, unless you come down to action, it's not going to work. So we have to come from awareness, take the children from awareness. Ourselves also we have to come down to action. When we show the action, then the children will follow the action. So we have to really, really work hard as teachers. Somebody was telling yesterday that when the children are praying, the teachers are just talking and comparing the mobile phones in the front of the assembly. So when you do like this in front of the children, they'll follow you. So whatever, if you are doing PT, all the teachers can do a little bit of PT so that they can demonstrate. So we have to really demonstrate. We are the examples. So we have to come down to action and show them the action. Now, there's a little bit of change in the perspective of this KSA, knowledge, skills, and attitude, to attitude, skills, and knowledge. Because some people also started saying that we have to first change the attitude, because since we are all teachers, I've seen that. I have also interviewed a lot of teachers in the school when I was working. First, I used to check the attitude of the teacher. Is the attitude right? If the attitude is right, even the other things were not very fine, I used to take those teachers, because if the attitude is right, you can really work with them. But even with the highest qualification, the best gold medal, you can't if the attitude is wrong. So attitude also comes first in many ways. So sustainable development, when you talk about it, has 3 pillars. It has 3 pillars. It has the social pillar, social equity. So negotiation process. We have to negotiate with the social equity, whether everybody is getting equal share out of the natural resources. And economic growth, at the same time, we have to also grow. Modernization process. We have to make the development process. We can't just keep quiet and just sit at the back and say, oh, let's not have development. No, we have to have development. But at the same time, we have to also have the environmental sustainability. We should not be degrading so much of the environment. We have to really save the environment, then develop. That's called sustainable development. So if these 3 things match together, then that's called sustainable development. And education about this is called education for sustainable development. Education for sustainable development empowers the learners with knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes to make informed decisions and make responsible actions for environmental integrity, economic viability, and just society, a justifiable society. Because today we have lost the justice, we have lost the hope, we have lost the peace, we have lost what? We have lost the faith, we have lost so many things. And the only hope we have is the teachers. The only hope can rekindle the other candles, the candles of peace, sustainability, and other things. And education for sustainable development is a lifelong learning process. We cannot say that it's finished. I finished my studies. Many people say, I finished, I completed studies. No, we never complete. It should be lifelong. Mahatma Gandhi has said, because Mahatma Gandhi, why I'm taking name is because he's taken as one of the world's greatest educators by UNESCO. And UNESCO actually administers and endorses EST and the education in the whole world. And Nepal is a signatory. And we have a UNESCO office in Nepal, and we have the National Commission for UNESCO in Nepal. And they are looking into a lot of areas in education also. So it should be an integral part of quality education. So quality, I already talked about the quality. It enhances the cognition and social and emotional and behavioral dimensions. So unless we change the behavior, it's no point teaching. So once you hit, it has to make an impact. In the same way, once you teach, it has to make an impact on the behavior of the children. So it is holistic and transformational. Lakshman sir very rightly put it. I'm so happy. Transformational and encompasses learning contents and outcomes, pedagogy, and learning environment itself. ESD is recognized as the key enabler for sustainable development goals and achieves its purposes by transforming society. ESD empowers people of all genders, ages, present, and future. That's also spelled out in Agenda 21, Chapter 36, when we had the Earth Summit in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro. So that's already spelled out. Agenda for 2021, Agenda 21. So long time ago, it's 1992 itself. So what can we do now? The challenges today are environmental degradation, climate change, health and diseases, economic meltdown, inequalities, migration, violence, and so on and so forth. So what we have to do as 21st century teacher, we have to bring all these ideas into the classroom, into the plans, and by giving very, very local examples. Global examples should be connected to the local examples. All the local examples should be connected to the global examples because we are connected to the globe. We cannot say that I'm not connected to, I have no contribution to climate change. No, I am connected to the climate change. I have some contribution. How? We have to then go into deeper thinking by going into the depth of things. And the best is to educate the teachers. We have to reorient all the teachers. That's what I'm advocating for the last so many years. We have to advocate on ESD, have a change dialogue, change projects. We have to change the syllabus. The government has changed the syllabus, but it may not fit Sindhuli very well. Yesterday also, I think I told the traffic light system, the chapter on traffic light may work for a rural, urban side, but may not work in a rural area. So we have to really work in the syllabus. As I told you the example of Sweden, we have to really localize it, make it locally relevant, make it more useful for the children. And we have to also use the methods by looking at the child's psychology, children's background, parents' background, and also change the approaches, the whole approaches, because we cannot solve our issues. We cannot solve the things. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking because we created the problem with one thinking. And if we don't change the thinking, if we don't change the thought process, we can't solve it. So we have to really change our thought process. So all these things, all these issues are put into the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals and 169 targets. Each goal has some targets. So there are 169 targets. And it has been drafted in 2015 and it's going from 16 to 30. So by 2030, a lot of things have to be achieved. But because of the COVID issues, a lot of the points may have to be revisited. That's what I'm hearing from the people working in the UNESCO and other high-level education levels in the globe. So quality education. So if we have a quality education, so all these 16 goals are driven by quality education. Education is the main driver to make these things success. So all these things have to be put, all the 17 goals have to be put into the lesson plan. Somehow it has to be reflected to different subject areas. So quality education has to drive everything. Poverty will come down if you really do quality education. Good health will be brought only through quality education. You can't just say that we have to wash hands. We have to really wash hands. We have to really show why we have to wash hands, things like that. So there's a very, very important point that I am trying to make. Imagine that. Just make your children imagine that there is only one tree in the world. Just one tree, the last tree, that's also cut. It's only when the last tree has been cut and the last river poisoned, the only river that was very pure, that's also poisoned, polluted heavily. The last fish caught. There was only one fish and that's also finished. Only then we will realize that we cannot eat money because we have finished the trees, we have finished the rivers, we have finished all the resources just to make money. So economy and ecology are two things like the banks of a river. One side is ecology, one side economy. So today, the people, the scientists, the world leaders, the politicians, the environmentalists, educators are trying to bring these two things together. Have a nuptial knots. You know, they are trying to make a wedding out of these two, ecology and economy, otherwise conservation and development. And this combination is called sustainable development. And education about this is called education for sustainable development. So anyone who misses environmental education and education for sustainable development today will be a blind individual tomorrow in thought and actions. There's no point teaching anything. The child may be very good in reading, wow, very good handwriting, wow, very good high marks, wow. But where are we leading the child? We have to have the elements of environmental education embedded very thoroughly into the education system, into the plans, into the school approaches, overall school program, you know. So we can work on that. So let's integrate the elements of ESD in our teaching activities. In our teaching activities, our daily life and behavior. At home, what can we do? At school, what can we do? While shopping, what can we do? Do we just go swinging our hands or just take a cloth bag when we are shopping? Small actions can make a big difference. Small handprints can reduce our footprints. Picnics, we go to the picnic, we pollute that area and come back. I've seen young people, youths, throwing away all the bottles, beer bottles, and breaking them and leaving them in the forest. Poor animals have no shoes. They can cut their feet, and the animals have no doctors to go, no hospitals to go in the forest. So we have to take care of those things also. So we have to go a little philosophical type, in a philosophical approach. And almost everywhere we have to be very, very. So every day has to be World Environment Day. I used to say every day has to be Father's Day. Every day should be Mother's Day. Not only that, on the Mother's Day, you give one gift and just one little chocolate in your mouth and say bye-bye. And the next day you forget for one whole year. Every day should be one mother. Every day should be Teacher's Day. Every day should be Children's Day. Every day should be every day. So we have to create that kind of population in the world with the help of very, very aware, action-oriented teachers. With this, we have ruined our very home, the only planet that is having the life-supporting system. If we ruin this, so far I have not heard any other planet where we can go and settle. So we have to, it's our prime responsibility, the first responsibility to take care of our Mother Earth through the incorporation, through the integration of ESD in our teaching, day-to-day teaching, and our daily life. Thank you so much.
It's really mind-blowing, sir. So,
Any question, any comments for 2 minutes, then we will then shift to Neelam ma'am.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
I would like to say a few words here. It's very interesting and very needed subject, but it's running so fast. And maybe they all the respected friend, let's say teachers can catch, but being like me, it's really hard. It's really important. And then, but the time frame is so poor. Time frame is so less. Like you already said, like 7 days, 15 days, and 2 days and 2 hours. Now it becomes like
1 hour.
1 hour, something like that. It's like it's a really good program, but time frame is so limited.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do the program only on ESD. There's no issue, but there have to be people to enroll, and a lot of people. When I, the sad part is that when I go and talk to ESD, oh, I have a ESD program, I have a ESD program. Many of the principals, I will not name. Many, oh, this ESD is so useless. It's not needed. When UNESCO is so working so hard, if you just look into the thing, a lot of principals have told me, no, sir, I want you to do something different. No ESD, no ESD. We don't want. That's the thing. That's why I also feel quite guilty. Am I talking? Am I mad? Am I crazy? Talking something nonsense? Many of the times I felt like that.
Yeah, the one thing is like when we are talking about the ecosystem, when we're talking about sustainable development, climate change, it is really important. Like if there's no mountains, there's no water for sure.
Yes, yes.
And then all this climate change and all these pollutions, every day by day, air is polluted, water is polluted everywhere. Like some part I used to teach the trash management in the mountain areas, and it's called leave no trash. And then what do you think? Here, all of us is from the teaching background. What I really want to being a mountaineer, what I really want is we should put this subject like how can we handle the trash, how can we manage, like you said that the one kids are throwing the kurkure bags on the street. See, we don't you think we could put into this subject in school or in a college level, because like when we teach everything in a smallest, then they will keep in the mind. When we grow up, like now, as you said, it's really hard to convince the adult people.
Yes,
right?
you're very
It's
right.
like bullshit. I know these things. I know very well that we don't need to throw, or we can't throw the rubbish in the street. But when you pass through, they definitely take out from their pocket and throw away. I'm sure. So if we put in rules and regulations, we are always blaming government, saying that government did not this, government did this and that. It's not our responsible to teach our kids, teach our students to keep this in the right way.
Yes, you are very right, sir. For your information, actually, the kurkure packet I didn't tell. The kurkure packet, I was just walking past by the bus. The kurkure packet actually came onto my face, and I had to really, I had to suffer because all this, the chili powder went into my eyes. So I really cried actually, just on the road. I couldn't move. So that is very bad. So we have to, as you said, we can change the children's, we have to tune the minds of the children. It's very easy to inculcate all these values when they are very still, when they are at the formative years. And for your kind information, Dawsar, since you are working with in the environment and trekking, I also have trained a lot of trekking guides on environmental education. And I have a friend who is running the trekking company, and he asks me sometimes to do the training for the trekking guide, and I've done it. And we can still collaborate, sir. Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to saying how can we develop more on this. Maybe this is out of this class matter. But what I really want to is
we can connect, sir. We can connect.
We can do something better.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We can connect, sir. We can connect. We can share our phone and we can talk, and we can have a virtual training on environment education separately for the trekking guide. I have done it in the past, and I was supposed to do with TAN, Trekking Association of Nepal, but somehow because of the COVID, I couldn't do. So thank you so much, everyone. So let Neelam ma'am present it. Then at the end, again, we will discuss. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, now I would like to share my screen. Mm. Okay, can you see my screen?
It's not. It's saying
Yeah.
it's sharing, but the actual slide hasn't come out.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think it will take
Not
some
yet.
time.
It
Yeah,
might come.
yeah,
Yep,
it
yes.
is. It is there.
Is it? Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's working very slow. Okay. Okay, welcome you. I would like to welcome you all once again in today's session. And thank you so much for Sharam sir. We got a chance to learn a lot about the importance of EST. And the next session we do have is integrated curriculum, and myself, Neelam Maharzan, working as a teacher educator in Smart Minds, which is located at Lagankill, Lalitpur. And today, okay, before going to today's session, I would like to share the session rules. Let's keep our device on mute, and let's not share the screen, and let's use the chat box for queries. And now let's move to the overview. Today we will be discussing about the meaning of curriculum and integration, introduction to integrated curriculum, and we will be discussing the characteristics of integrated curriculum. The next one, we will discuss the present context of schools, and definitely the benefits of integration and the challenges for this implementation, and process and types of curriculum. And there are some of the approaches of integrated curriculum, which we will be discussing here today, and differences between these approaches. Okay, the first one we have is curriculum. Okay, we all know about the curriculum, yes? I would like to request you, everyone, to write in the chat box about what is curriculum, what do we know about the curriculum? What is curriculum actually? Okay, no chats are there. Okay, let's move. In education, curriculum means can be defined as the totality of a student's experience that occurs in the education process, and it is definitely a course of study that will enable a learner to acquire specific knowledge and skills, and it might include the classes and lectures and home study and variety of other methods of learning. And curriculum is also a central guide. It is a central guide for all the educators, and it is very much essential for teaching and learning, as we all know this. And it's very necessary to have the effective curriculum in our schools, so that it increases understanding among the students, and it will definitely prepares the students for the 21st century skills. Okay, let's go to the integration now. What is integration? Let's see. Okay, in general, an integration means bringing the things together and unifying the things, and it is connecting common skills and concepts across the subject areas, focusing on learners' environment. Okay, now after this, let's see what is integrated curriculum then. Okay, integrated curriculum. An integrated curriculum is described as one that connects different subject areas, different areas of study by cutting across the subject matter lines and emphasizing unifying concepts. And it focuses on making connections for students, allowing them to engage in relevant and meaningful activities that can be connected to the real life. Okay, and here the focus of the differentiation is that the various concepts across the subject areas are brought together and into the curriculum, and in order to make the teaching and learning process meaningful, and it is done for the holistic development of the children. Okay, so integration is very much important. Let's see, integration, curriculum integration also is about making the connection. We do here make connection, and so that the every disciplines are interconnected or interrelated with each other. And here it is about it is an open-ended learning where the students can learn freely, okay, in a free environment. And here the students will get chance to engage, and they will use inquiry approach to. Students will see the real purpose of learning here, because they will be dealing with real life issues and real world issues here, and this will definitely help the students to develop the big ideas. And metacognition means they will be reflecting or on their own ideas, own thoughts, and excite imaginations and built in reflection. Okay, and it is the integrating content. We integrate the contents over here in curriculum integration. So this is the integration of the curriculum. These are some of the things. Okay, so it includes, what does it includes? Let's see, these are the characteristics. Okay, it includes a combination of subjects. Here I have already mentioned that here we combine the various disciplines so that the teaching and will be very much effective. The students will learn, and we can relate the different various disciplines. They are interrelated and interconnected with each other. So here it is a combination of different subjects. And the sources that go beyond the textbook. Okay, integrating curriculum in integration, we go beyond the book, textbook. We do not stuck to the textbook. Okay, and we do the activities go beyond the textbook, because these days the children, they do not like the textbook, or even we feel very much bored while turning our textbook, isn't it? So integration helps us to go beyond the books, textbooks and textbook, and to the activities. And it shows the relationship among the concepts, definitely. And it has an emphasis on project work. Project work will help the students to investigate, to research, and to observe. So this is very much important to do the project work. And in my experience also, when I have visited lots of the schools, and when I request my teachers to suggest some project work, then they just refuse to do that because of lack of time. They give so many answers like that. So we are not giving priority to the project work, which is very much important. And in integration, there will be emphasis on project work. And this is very much flexible. It has very much flexible schedules, and the students, they don't need to sit in a formal setting, and the students can be divided into small groups, and the whole class, they can do the project work, or they can be engaged in the task. And definitely there will be the opportunities for critical and creative thinking. Here we already discussed that we will go beyond the book here, and they will get chance. In yesterday's session also, we discussed so many questions on this topic, and we discussed so many, Pradeep sir shared us so many questions, so many things that can help the child to think critically, and for the development of creative thinking. Yes, and there will be teacher evaluation, peer evaluation, and self-assessment, teacher assessment. And the next one, Okay, let's see here the last point once again. Okay, teacher, peer, and self-assessment. Yes, it will be very much hard. Okay, now the next is today in most of the schools, we have this kinds of periods or this systems, traditional method of teaching. Okay, the subjects are not integrated and the subjects has been taught like English, Nepali, and we teach period by period, and they are it is the here students will not get chance to engage, and discussion might be very less because it is based on teach to the taste format, and in which students will be provided by the informations and not necessarily where they can use. And for example, in math subject, they will learn about the math and formulas. They will learn about doing math. But what actually um, they will learn, they will not learn the skills here. Okay, if we send the child by giving 100 rupees note to the shop and buy something, and he will not be able, or she will not be able to do the calculations. So it's very much necessary to make the teaching and learning practical. Okay, so whole day the child will sit in the class and learn subject by subject. It will be very much monotonous, and there will be uh, very much it will be very much boring. So there will be long hour of class in these kinds of in this traditional method of teaching. It is like the watertight compartment. Okay, let's see this picture. What can you see here in this picture? You can see definitely some of the vegetables are there, and cauliflower, broccoli, tomatoes are there. So these vegetables, these individual vegetables have their own value or own taste or own speciality, we can say. Yes? The same like that, so does the different school subjects have. Okay, they have their own importance, they have their own values, and they have their own speciality. And if we mix up these vegetables, if we unify or bring together these vegetables with a proper amount of spices or a proper amount of these vegetables, a skill, it will turn into a great dish, isn't it? So likewise, if we integrate the subjects, if we work these subjects, these disciplines around a theme, then it will definitely give a better taste. I think so. Yeah? Okay. So let's see some of the benefits of the integrated curriculum. As we have already discussed that integration is very much important. The first benefit that we have is it develops the higher thinking skill. Okay, and it goes as it goes beyond the textbook. The student will get chance to think critically. They will get chance to elaborate their learning, and they will develop the higher thinking skill. And the next one we do have is focus on basic skill content. And integrated teaching and learning process enable children to acquire and use basic skills in all the content areas to develop positive attitude for the successful learning among the children. The next one is accommodate a variety of learning styles, theories, and multiple intelligence. We also discussed these parts in yesterday's session. And there will be deeper understanding of learning as they go beyond the books. They will be engaging. There will be students will be engaged in different project works, or as it is the project-based method. So there will be deeper understanding of learning. Okay, now student will here learn about real world issues, and by connecting and creating more world connection in integration classroom, and they will collaborate with peers and partners and teachers so that they can solve the real world problems. Next, we do have is collaborative learning and child-centric. Integrated curriculum is a collaborative learning, yes, and where the model of the students becoming teacher and the teacher becomes learner is allowed it. Here, the student will get chance to elaborate their learning. Okay, it is a child-centric. The traditional method of learning of subjects being taught period-wise, that is the traditional method, and it is as it is the modern method, it is child-centric. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of integrated curriculum, and besides this, there are also lots of benefits. Uh, let's see, definitely where there are benefits, there are also the some of the challenges that the teachers has faced in most of the countries. Okay, the first one is the shortage of teaching and learning resources. Definitely, if the teacher they want to do or they want to implement the integrated curriculum, there will be shortage of teaching and learning resources, because during the process of teaching and learning, there will be necessary of different resources that might not be able in the school. Okay, and there will be lack of in-service training on the a new curriculum to the teachers and staff development methods. Even I have found some of the teachers, they are, if they get chance to get the training, they will go back or they are not at first ready for for attending the in-service training. So there is a lack of in-service training on these kinds of new curriculum. And the next one we do have is lack of support. Okay, lack of support from the management. Even though the teachers want to do, or if here what we have is, if we take the students outside the classroom, then it is thought that the students are not learning, and the students would stay at the class, inside the class, and if they stay inside the class only, there will be learning. These kinds of mentality we do have here. So there might be the lack of support from the management, and definitely there will be workload for teachers, because they need to work hard or prepare or plan so much work they need to do, and they need to collaborate for the integration. So the teachers might feel the workload and methods of teaching. And we, as I have already told, that we are teaching, we are so much stuck in our own subject that it will be very much harder or to for us to accept the new thing. And we are already in the comfort zone, and we don't like to go beyond that comfort zone. And this kind of methods of teaching is also a challenge for implementing the integrated curriculum. Okay, so there will be shortage of time and content of the curriculum. Definitely, it might, if we teach the disciplines in this way, then we we need to do much more activities, so many activities. So there might be shortage of time. We might not do all the activities, and even to test a single topic, it might take lots of time. So content of the curriculum, and we need to finish the syllabus on time. So okay, so content of the curriculum is also a challenge for implementing the integrated curriculum, and the quality and quantity of the teachers. Uh, Here I have seen many teachers that they are just in teaching profession uh, to pass their time, or till they get next opportunity or next profession. They are just there to engage or to pass the time. So they are not qualified, they are not trained. So that kind of teachers are also engaging here. They do not have the enough what we can say, enough knowledge or how to teach, they do not know. Okay, and the quantity of the teachers also really a challenge, because I have also seen that in one of the schools from grade 1 to 3, only 2 teachers were handling the classes in that school. So quantity of the teachers, in that case, it will be very much harder for the teachers to implement the integrated curriculum. And the next one we do have is teacher student readiness to accept the teaching approaches. We have already discussed that it is our mindset. In our mindset, what is there? We are so much stuck with the subjects. Even we also even call the teachers by their subjects, or math teacher, science teacher, like that. Okay. So teacher and students readiness to accept the teaching approaches. They might not accept the new things, because I have already told that they are already in the comfort zone, and they do not want to come from that comfort zone. Okay. And there will be overcrowded classrooms. Definitely the students will be engaging in many tasks, or it will not be necessary for them to sit in a formal setup. Definitely there will be overcrowded classroom. Okay, the classroom might be overcrowded here. And difficulty in assessment and evaluation. It might be difficult for teachers to assess every activities, every of different subjects, and it might be difficult for the evaluation too. So for this assessment and evaluation, I have brought here one sample, or in this way also we can to assess, or we can evaluate the students' performance. This is the academic performance level. Here we can give B for the beginning, where the learners have been introduced to the new learning goal and may be confused by it. For those kinds of learners, we can give here B as he or she, his or her performance level is just in the beginning stage. Okay. And D for developing, where learners know that they have progressed, but they have not achieved the learning goal yet. And M for the mastering, here learners have reached the expected standard but are still capable of making occasional errors. And N can be given for non-applicable, where learners have not been yet introduced to the learning. So this is only the samples that we can use. Now let's go to the types and process or types of integrated curriculum. Your integration is divided. You can see integration can be done within the subject, and between the subject, and beyond the subject. And within the subject, we do have interdisciplinary, and between the subject, we do have multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. And beyond the subjects, there you can see the transdisciplinary. Okay, we will be talking in detail about these disciplinaries. Okay, now let's see approaches of integrated curriculum. The first approach is multidisciplinary, and there is transdisciplinary, and the third one is interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary. Okay, here I would like to share you the continuum of curriculum integration. You can see here multidisciplinary is rarely integrated than transdisciplinary. Yes, and interdisciplinary is somehow more integrated than multidisciplinary, as transdisciplinary is it is highly integrated here. Okay, let's go to the multidisciplinary. An approach, it is an approach which focuses primarily on the different disciplines and the diverse perspective they bring to illustrate a topic or theme. And multidisciplinary curriculum is one that in which a same topic is studied from the viewpoint of more than one discipline here, more than one discipline. We can share, we can talk, we can teach the same topic from the viewpoint of multidisciplinary, multiple subjects. Okay. And here it is a whole or comprehensive method that covers an idea, topic, or text by integrating multiple knowledge domains. It is very much powerful method of teaching that crosses the boundaries of a discipline or curriculum in order to enhance the scope and depth of learning. In this approach, teachers need to fuse the skills, knowledge, and even the attitude in the school curriculum, and it is primarily focused on the disciplines. It relates different subjects around a theme. Now I am going to show you how it works. Okay, you can see here at the center there is a theme or topic, and around the same we will be working out on different subjects. Okay, here is the example or sample of multidisciplinary. There you can see the picture of our surrounding or the environment, we can say. And if we need to connect, if we see this picture from the viewpoint of English, then what can we do here? There we can ask the students to create poem and essay, to write an essay. And in maths, we can do the activities like counting and measuring. They can count the flowers over here. They can count the chalks over here, and they can measure the length of the house like this. So these kind of activities we can do, and this through this picture. Okay, and in science, if we need to connect this picture and science subject, then what can we do? We can talk about the environment. We can talk about the weather. How is the weather in this picture, and what are the living things and non-living things there you can see on the picture. Likewise, we can connect this picture to social too. We can talk about the social norms and values, and what are the duties and responsibilities towards our environment, towards our surrounding, that like we should not make it polluted. No, we should not pollute the water, environment, throw the waste around us. So these kinds of activities we can do in social. And we can even do the art and craft songs, and we can let the students do the drama on taking care of environment like that. And in geography, we can talk about plains, hills, and mountains, and we can even talk about the designs and technology, what kind of tools they use to build a house, that kind of house you can see in the picture. And now in today's world, and what do we have? What technology do we use, and how can you design, or this type of questions we can let the child do and work out on it. And in history, we can talk about the past conditions, like way of living and facilities they had, and present context also we can discuss. So this is one of the example or sample of multidisciplinary. Now I would like to share you one more. This we did in one of the training. Here you can see clothes. We can like this. We can take any subject matter or any topic. We can work out around that topic, around that theme. Here you can see there is the topic clothes. Yes, and around that we have connected this clothes topic to the math, language, your social, and science, and art and craft. Here even you can see music and drama. Okay, if we connect this topic in math subject, then what can we do? We can ask the children uh, to talk about, or to find out the cost of the clothes, different clothes. Okay, and we can talk about the shapes in comparison, colors, measurements, size. We can talk we can link this clothes to so many areas of maths. Likewise, here you can see in language, we can ask the children to write or read or say the names and colors, shapes. They can even do the sentence building task, and they can build the sentence, they can create the sentence, they can create the passage. Okay. And in social, likewise in social, we can connect this to the history and people's living, and we can even connect this to cultures and festivals. And so like this, we can connect even a single topic. We can connect single topic to many of the disciplines, many of the areas. Okay. So the teachers, they really enjoyed doing this while we did in the one that workshop. Okay, here we have mind mapping exercise. There you can see an object at the middle, at the center. There is a chocolate processing factors, and around that, within by using a single object, single topic, single topic or theme, we can do so many. We can work out, we can do our mind mapping exercise, and there you can talk about nutrition and taste. And in the taste also, there's, you can see so many subtopics or branches. You can talk about the texture, we can talk about the fruits and nuts and colors. How is that color, what is the color of that chocolate, and what is the taste of that chocolate, sweet, sweetness, everything. Okay. And likewise, we can talk about the price, or we can talk about the visual appeal or quality. We can talk about the nutrition it includes, and we can even talk about the ingredients it consists. Okay. So we can do these kinds of mind mapping exercise. Now I would like all of you to I would like to request all of you to take a pen and pencil with you, and whatever you like. Okay, whatever you like, or whatever object or whatever thing you have in front of you, you can do the mind mapping exercise. You will get 2 minute time to do this mind mapping exercise. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, you can start. It's just a practice. You can write anything, or you can take pen, you can take your mobile phone, you can take whatever you have in front of you, and let's make this mind mapping exercise, mind mapping on your paper. If there is any confusion, then you can ask. We will share here any two participants answer here. If it's done, then I can share.
Okay. Do you need to share the picture, Miss, or Madam, or
You can share verbally. You can share verbally.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
try. I'll try, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Definitely, sir.
Yes. I have in front of me a laptop,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to make a mind map on laptop. and then
Mm,
first thing that
okay.
that came into my mind is about the brand, which company it is of, and the price of the laptop, and that came into my mind immediately after that. And then
Mm,
I started thinking about the uses. So for what
mm.
purposes the laptops can
Ah,
be used.
that's
Okay.
quite good.
And
Yes.
then mathematically the size. I thought of
Size.
measuring
Okay.
its length
Mm.
and then width and of the laptop, and the
Uh,
texture, the color, of
okay.
the laptop. Okay.
How does it feel
Whether
when we touch, when we, yes, texture.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
I
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Anybody else?
Me, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, sir.
It's me, Rajeshwar Chaudhary, and from
Okay.
Odisha. And I have taken a subject like mask. It's a
Mask.
current just
Okay.
goods. And
Yeah.
it has been connected with the price,
Okay.
and the price, different kinds of the price. This has the different types of the mask,
Mask.
and it has been related to the health too.
Mm.
Right now, it is this saving from the COVID,
Yeah.
virus too, and also it saved from different disease, different
Okay.
viruses, not only
Okay.
COVID coronavirus.
Mm.
And also it has been taken for the quality.
Quality. Okay.
Quality, yeah, it's a branded types of
Yeah,
market.
we can find many types of
Types of brand we can
yes.
find.
Yeah.
So next one is the size, different kinds of the size. This also we are getting in the
Size.
market.
Okay.
That's the way for the elder also. Okay, this is the mind maybe.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now, one more participants, I would like to request one more participant to share. Is there anyone to share?
Yeah, I take the object as a school.
Okay.
As a school, there is a school number of students, number of
Yeah.
teaching staffs,
Okay.
number of non-teaching staffs, school dress.
Yes.
Similarly, the socio-cultural, social and cultural activities. Similarly, the school fees. Similarly,
Okay.
foods.
Yes. Okay.
As
We can also talk about the area that school covers. No.
Areas of school. Similarly, teachers qualification.
Teacher qualification, number of teachers.
Number of teachers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your mind mapping exercise. Like this, even with a single topic, single thing, we can connect that one thing to so many areas, and we can give like this deeper. The students will get chance to get the education in deeper way. Okay. So this will help a lot for a child to
Yes, sir, can you
for
please
gaining.
mute?
Is anybody there? Unmute. The request for everyone to stay mute. Okay, thank you. So like this, we can do mind mapping exercise. This will be very much helpful for students to explore more about a single thing, a single topic. Okay. Now let's see, we do have the interdisciplinary teaching. What is interdisciplinary teaching? It is a method of educational instruction whereby a student learns about a single topic or issue from a variety of different viewpoints. Okay, And it refers to the concept of learning a single subject from multiple perspectives, and it allows the student to think critically, and it also enables the students to understand insights from different disciplines, which offer a more complete understanding of an issue. In this approach of integration, teacher will organize the curriculum around common learning across the disciplines, and the teacher's role will be here as a facilitator only. The students will be working out on that topic. Okay, now I would like to share you some of the benefits of interdisciplinary. Here, many of the teachers here might be confused in this multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary, as it is somehow, it works somehow same, but I will be sharing the differences at last. Okay, let's see the benefits of interdisciplinary learning. It is authentic, and let's see the first one at the top. It is authentic, and it is real life learning. The students will deal with the real life problems and real things around us, and they will learn like that. And increased critical thinking and problem solving skill, and it is highly engaging. The students will get chance to engage here, and it highlights the learners strength, and it opens the door for the students to develop interest in variety of content areas, as it is the student centric. It helps to increase the cognitive gains. The students, they will be compelled to think around the subject, around the topic. Okay, now let's see what is transdisciplinary. Again, I can hear some of the noise. Okay. Okay, transdisciplinary learning is the exploration of relevant concepts, issues, or problems that integrates perspectives of multiple disciplines in order to connect new knowledge and deep understanding of real life experiences. Here in this picture, you can see that different disciplines, let's suppose this indicates one of the disciplines, and this is another, and here different disciplines are integrated in such a way that something new has been formed here. So this will help a student for gaining the new knowledge and for the deeper understanding that is related to the real life. Okay, so let's see what is the difference. Now we have come to the difference here. The first one we had is interdisciplinary, and interdisciplinary has been represented as a stew. We all know the stew, yes? And here where partially the ingredients are distinguishable, and working in interdisciplinary, working between it works between more than one disciplinary and blurring the boundaries. Here, interaction among disciplines to achieve new integrated understanding. Here, stew, stew is a kind of food which will be cooked in a liquid for a long time, and here the ingredients are partially distinguishable, and the interdisciplinary is same like that. Okay, and in multidisciplinary has been represented as a mixed salad here, where ingredients remain separate, and it is distinguishable. We can separate all the ingredients here. Okay, it works with multiple discipline, maintaining the boundaries, and multiple but distinct disciplinary perspective that explore a topic or issues or idea. Okay, and last one we do have is transdisciplinarity, and has been represented as a cake. Here, so many ingredients has been mixed up, but you can see that result is completely new, totally new, something new. Okay, so like this, it works across and beyond the disciplines, eliminating the boundaries. There will not be any boundaries, and it will be eliminating the boundaries. So these are the differences between the these approaches. And I would also like to share you one more. That is, here you can see the monodisciplinary, it means interdisciplinary. Here we teach the subject, only the subjects. We are stuck into the subjects only. Whereas in multidisciplinary, there is a problem, and so many disciplines will be working out here together to solve that problem. And interdisciplinary subjects are overlapped in such a way that they will be working out for the same problem, and they will be working together to find the solution of that problem. And in transdisciplinary, you can see here all the disciplines are mixed up here, and it has been mixed up here, and the new frameworks and concepts and methodologies we can use the new frameworks, new concepts, and new methodologies to solve the problem. Okay, and transcending the disciplinary boundaries. So we are here working for the students, for the development, for the holistic development of the student. And here, taking this session, what we can understand is we have to engage and involve the students more and more. Okay, we have to integrate the subjects more, and only by involving or engaging the students, they can learn better. So here, the very famous quote is here. I have kept: "Tell me, I forget; teach me, and I remember; and involve me, then I learn." Okay, this is the famous quote said by the Benjamin Franklin. So we have to engage or involve the children more and more in such tasks. Okay, and by saying this, I want to thank all the participants for listening me. And if you have any queries, then you can ask. And I would also like to request Parsuram sir and Niraula sir. Okay, are you there, sir?
Okay, yeah, I'm there. I'm just listening.
Okay, I was
Thank you
also
so
like
much.
to request you, okay, to be here. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Neelam.
Thank you, sir. Okay,
Yesterday,
I will stop share. Okay,
just
sir.
a little kind of a note from my side.
Okay.
Yesterday, when few people left, we continued until 8 o'clock Nepal time, and we had a very fruitful discussion. A lot of things came up after some of you left, and the people who remained until the last really benefited, because they wanted to see my interview on the television, when the government first brought out the news that, oh, they are going to do the integrated curriculum from class 1 to 3. So I think those who remained until the last, I think must have got, I had shared the link, and I don't know whether you watched it. So
I went through, sir.
Okay, so how was it, sir? How did you find?
It was very nice, short, informative, but it was just of 22 minutes.
Yeah, because the timing of the television, they don't want a long program.
It was very brief.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a lot, sir, a lot.
So thank you, sir. So I request all the participants to remain until the end, because we are going to discuss few things very important, because integration, is a big thing coming up with a lot of new terminology, which is confusing the people actually. Okay, so before I go on further to elaborate more on what integration is, from my experience on what I've done in the schools, and from 1986. So I will ask the participants to share their little feedback and things like that. I'm sure integration is not a new thing for many of the participants here, because there are some educators who are already doing the integrated curriculum kind of thing, some principles here. So for those who are very new to this integration, it is, please don't panic with the terminologies that we have used it here, because it's nothing. I'll just explain why that is so not so confusing as we all think. So I want participants to first for a few minutes to discuss, give the feedback. Then I will talk and give my experience on how I worked, how I've been working with the integrated curriculum and things like that. So I want people to talk. Those who have never spoken here, I think should be given the chance. Sorry, my video is off, so let me put on my video. Okay, Rita ma'am, Rita Kumari Upadhyay or Kamal sir, you can also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please speak something. Or anybody.
It looks nobody want to speak out.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, Amar sir is always there.
Yes, I'm here, sir, because as the government yesterday also I made a queries to Pradeep sir on yesterday's session. So this year, as the government has is going to implemented this integrated curriculum. So I'm also going to introduce for the first time in my school. I'm trying to do it. So therefore, since long I'm searching of various ideas and many newses, many things I have explored in this integrated curriculum. I went through that government, the bulletins which the government has published out there. So thematic based everything, so many things were there. But Parsuram sir, so whatever the process, whatever the concept, whatever the types, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, whatever the principles are there. So after all, the teachers have to go inside the class. They have to manage the class. So beyond this all principle, it's a sort of artistic job to handle. And in spite of that, teachers have to be patient and confident on themselves. They have a year, syllabus of 6 subjects, and equally they have to take all along. So my queries over it is, how can these all subjects along with the artistic approach can be managed to bring a whole package to boost out the optimality of learning in the new brain. So this is all my queries, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
For this I'm fighting and I'm inquiring a lot on this matter. So
I think
this is all.
Okay, I think the video has some solution there. I've given that solution.
Is there, sir?
No, the video that you saw, I think you can watch it again. I've given.
There is, but you have just pointed out the challenges. You have pointed out the challenges. Just I mean the practical implementations. So how can the grooming be done? So actually on this, if we need a little bit more, if we get a little bit more elaboration, I think so definitely this new concept of this integrated curriculum will bring up flying colors.
Okay, first thing I would suggest is to change the whole physical infrastructure of the school, because if you already have the infrastructure, which is fine. Otherwise, in one school we were consulting in Kathmandu, in Delhi. They wanted to do the integrated curriculum. I mean, it was in 2019. But the sitting plans were totally against the concept of integrated curriculum. So first thing is you have to change the sitting plans. We have to improve the sitting plans, because a lot of group work has to be done. A lot of group work and sharing has to be done. So for that, I think we have to really change that. And
Parsuram sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. So will you please welcome me to have a visit on such schools? I'll be, I'll feel grateful, sir.
Sure. We will, when everything is on, when everything is open, then we can do that. So
okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
The second thing is changing the mindset of the teachers, because that's what Neelam ma'am also told, because the teachers are oriented to teaching subjects, and now they have to come out of the box.
Yeah.
Try to see the connection, you know. Just I want to mention here that the first 2 years, 1982 and 83, I was a subject teacher. I never knew that. So I thought teaching was just having a book in the hand and shouting at the children. So when I went to Darjeeling for 2 years for the diploma in education, the whole 2 years was on integrated. So in a way, I can say that I've specialized in integrated methods of teaching. So since then, from 1986, I did not know all these terminologies. So because the terminologies have come very new, but I've been trying to do a cross section of all the lessons, kind of vertical cross section. Vertically, I looked at the subjects vertically and horizontally. And I not only did the integration thing, because everywhere integration may not be possible. There I used the method, what I termed myself was infusion. So to get the real concept to be more practicable, to be able to implement things, on integrated curriculum, I mean, we have to really train the teachers, and it takes a longer time than what we have, taken for 1 hour. It's not enough. We have to face, because I developed a curriculum for teachers training that was in 2010 for a teachers training institute in Kathmandu, in Lalitpur. Actually, I started that institute there in one preschool. I was a consultant there that time. So I developed that curriculum for integrated curriculum. Actually, I've been shouting on integrated since 1998 in Kathmandu, ever since I came here. But I was not able to succeed because they were all, oriented into the subject-wise system, even in the nursery class, in nursery, LKG, UKG. But to make it a holistic teaching, we have to have integration. So there is a kind of, automatic integration is there. Unknowingly, you will be integrating a lot of things. But if you plan it properly, then it will be more holistic. Because I want to just show you a slide. We always say that we are going to have a holistic, we always advertise even in the school also. We have a holistic teaching, we have trained teachers, and we have everything and blah, blah, blah. But actually, this is what, this is what I wanted to share. This is what I wanted to share. Just a minute. So what we try to do is we try to say which is the whole holistic development. Because by having integrated curriculum, we try to make a whole holistic picture and a systemic thinking. In other words, in a higher term, we call it systemic thinking. So the teachers must improve. The teachers must learn how to think systemically. And what is happening now here is that we are not achieving, mainly because the W is missing. The W is missing, and we have education with a whole, only whole, H-O-L-E. So the education with a whole. So something is missing there. The holistic is missing. So when we say holistic, we have to have integrated curriculum. So please don't confuse the terminologies. Just think of your own body. All the body, the parts of the bodies are fitted in such a way that we work, we function. If one part of the body becomes weak, then we get sick. This is exactly what integration is. To 5 days face-to-face 3 to 5 days training. Virtually it may take long, it may not be so effective because you have to do a lot of group exercise and things like that. So we have to really, and I would like to just just make a comment, like it was very wonderful to hear. I think it was Lakshman sir talking about the computers. He talked about the computer and he did a mind mapping on computer. But the thing is that whatever we do, even in the small class, we can always integrate the elements of ESD. Now, here in the computer mind mapping, I would like to just add one or two things. We can think of all these things, whatever is thought is fine, but I think we can add on, like, where are the computers coming from? Where are they made? What are the materials used there? You know, the silicon chips, where are they coming from? You know, and what is the effect on the environment when you dump it out? Because every year or every 2-3 years, we try to change the computer and get a higher version one and things like that. And the old computers are always thrown. And now the world is not finding a place to, you know, dump these old mobile phones and computers. And it's affecting the environment so badly. So these are some of the things that we can integrate. So somehow we can integrate these things. And it's not a very big term. It's not a big thing actually. The way people think, they're all, I feel that a lot of people are really wondering how to do it and how to do it. But actually, I've done it many times. I've done it for the last 26, 27 years. I've shared this with my friend. I've done a lot of project works with the children. And it's simply quite easy, not very difficult. Once you understand the concept, the ethos and the philosophy behind it. It's a holistic kind of, we always say holistic education is holistic. So nothing is complete just alone. We have to be able to bring all the things together in such a way that they are not spoiled. You know, it's like eating a rice. You know, like as Neelam ma'am was also showing a kind of a stew. Now, so rice. You know, only if you eat only rice, then it won't be tasty. You have to put in a lot of ingredients there, a lot of achar and ghee and all that things, and then meat, and it becomes so tasty. So integrated curriculum, integrated lesson is also something like this. So if you have watched my interview, then I tried to make it clearer in a 22-minute video, I mean the interview. But if you have not, you can still watch it. You can ask me and I can send you if you have not watched it. I never thought that, I thought that it will be a little longer, the interview, but it was not so. So thank you so much. I think we have somehow got a kind of a little glimpse on what integrated curriculum is. It's not a single subject teaching. It's a combination of so many subjects to make it more holistic, to work it as a project work, so that the children's needs are addressed. Because in the integrated curriculum, they not only read, they not only write, they do a lot of activities. They share, the group dynamics is there. A lot of skills are developed. Hidden curriculum, a lot of, I call it hidden curriculum. It is not written in any book, but somehow we have to, as teachers, we have to add on a lot of things. Okay, so somebody, Vinuta ma'am is asking, it is in Nepali, but I hope you will be able to understand, Vinuta ma'am. It's similar to Hindi, if you can.
Okay, sure, sir. We will try.
Yeah,
It's so, yeah.
I'll just, so so I'll now request 3 people here to talk, because I'm sure, I don't know others, but I know Devi Podel sir, Lakshman sir, and Kamal Thapa, they are the principals in the school. So let's hear from them what is happening in the school in terms of the integrated curriculum approach and the integration, I mean, the implementation of this. So when I'll be listening and looking for this video once again.
It is okay to share something, sir, from myself?
Yes, yes, sure. Sure,
as I told all of you that I'm not a teaching background. I'm a mountaineer, and I dropped my school education's early age of 11. So what I'm feeling is like, as you say that due respect, you started this kind of program since 1998, and I was born in 1991. It means like almost eight years when I was 8 years. But it's still in a remote area is not implement. See, yeah. And then of course there is a government and all this politics, shit politics. Sorry for that word, is affecting a lot. So so many school there. Government school one like books. Our maybe final goals are same, but being I'm not a student, I don't research it. So from the outside outlet book, there's so many different colors, so many subjects. And then like when I was in primary school, there's only 5 books, but now my son is like in nursery and class 1, there's 10 books somehow, more or less. See how they can catch. And another thing is like I really feel bad that when I was in my village, in our village there was only primary school, and then in being a remote area, all the teachers come there, and then they're trying to go in another different place where there is more facilities or more students or more like kind of small town city areas. They don't want to stay there in our village because it's remote. And then we bring new teachers, and we send them for the teacher training. They come back and they go. See, I don't know how they learn, how they've been taught in their training courses. What I'm saying in reality is come to the point is still in a remote area is not implemented, even in Kathmandu. Why all these college and school professors, principals comes together and then fight with that to implement this? Like one the Neelam ma'am shares little kind of pictures, then can relate science, math, and each and everything, and English. So I'm sure we are running out of the timing. But personally, I make a few slides of program. I really feel that if we share this, that would be great, because it's related with education matter or teaching matters. So what I'm feeling is like, why so long time? I thought this is newly format, but when you said that in 1998, I was like shocked. Oh, still, you know what I mean? You are muted.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. So actually, I ran ahead of time. A lot of people told me later on that I was running ahead of time. Actually, when I went to Scotland in 1993, then I realized that the children were learning all by themselves. They were doing a lot of activities. So they're doing a lot of research. Even small children like class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went to a class 5th class, class 5. The child took me around the school in Scotland, one St. Aiton's Primary School. I still remember the name. I still remember the girl, small girl of class 5. She took me around the school and showed me what she did when she was in the school and what she's going to do when she's leaving that school and going to a higher school, secondary school. I was shocked. So I came and I then started teaching in a very project way method. And I developed a lot of worksheets for the children. I used to give worksheets, questions. They used to bring all the answers, and I used to discuss things like that. And I never had to open a book. And as a vice principal at Shubatara and other schools I worked, I never allowed a teacher to open a book, because once you open a book in the class, then you become a bookworm. You are vomiting everything out of the book. A teacher should have, because it's his subject, her subject. A science teacher is a master's in science, so there's no need to open a book. What he has to do is to learn the book, to learn the chapter 2-3 times, make good points out of there, make a plan. Then, in case he forgets, he has to write the points in a piece of paper, put in his pocket, then go to the class and talk his brain out, talk his mind out, not read out from the book. So then I made actually a lot of activities. Then one publisher called OCD Publication, I think many of you know, wanted to publish that book, took the book around the schools. It was all graded from class 1 to class 8, graded activity books. Very nice books, very nice activities. And you know what the principal told? We don't require this, because the teachers will be already heavily loaded, and we want to make the children learn the concepts from the books, memorize everything, make them pass in first distinction, so that our school will be, highlighted and to get more admissions. That was the main thing. So that's how then many of my friends, oh, you ran out because you are running ahead of time. Time and agadi bhayo. So I just stopped it. I stopped the publication. Now it's in my laptop, and with whichever school I work, with whichever school Smart Mind works as in a 1-year consulting program, then I provide this stuff. So you see, it is very difficult, to change people. The other thing is, I'm sure Lakshman sir and other headmasters, Kamal sir and Devi sir, I think they will accept, because I have been in a school in the administration. I have not done a research in Nepal, but looking very plainly, there are only 5% of the teachers who are real. They want to really grow as a teacher. 95% of the teachers are waiting for Australia or Japan or US or wherever. They'll be thinking, they'll be applying for visa, and they'll be waiting in the school as a temporary kind of a thing, kind of a wait and see. So hardly, they don't want to be trained. They don't want to really sharpen themselves. They think that they know everything. I call it I know syndrome. That's I know disease. If you think that way, that I know everything, then maybe you'll not learn. That means you're closing your door. A lot of teachers who don't want to train themselves, they don't want to invest on their capability. That's one very, I don't know how Lakshman sir and the other two principals feel about it, but only 5% of the teachers are real. They really want to sharpen. They really want to do the training. They want to spend something on their own, because once you train, that's adding one more ornament on your face. It's like wearing an ornament to become more beautiful. So that is one poor thing. That's why I think a lot of teachers, they didn't want to remain in that remote area. They didn't want to, they wanted to go to Australia. Maybe they must have gone to Australia, I don't know. But a lot of teachers, because my experience is, when I joined it, unfortunately Shubhatara is closed down, but when I joined there in 2003, when we advertised for one teacher, one science teacher, there used to be nearly 100 applications. But slowly in 2009, when I left that year, it came down to 5 applications. That means not many teachers, not many people are interested to go to teaching, take the teaching as a profession, as a kind of a real task. That is the saddest thing. And not only here, I think it's a disease of Southeast Asian countries. So Lakshman sir, Devi sir, and Kamal sir, I think we have to share on whatever has been told just now, sir.
Thank you, Niraula sir. A very insightful presentation was made by Neelam Miss and you on sustainable environmental education. That was mind blowing. This in your presentation, Niraula sir. I have to salute you for that. It opened my mind in, let's say, incorporating environmental issues in subject matters of all the labels. I mean to say, from very toddler stage to class 10, which we are running currently in my school. I felt that after being with this session. And in my school, we've been practicing this integrated curriculum for the past few years, where where after me taking the position of principal, felt that the need to change the mindset of parents and the teacher and the community. That's what we are for. And the most important thing is that everyone aspires that their children be good at mathematics and then science, and then become a doctor or engineers, and they don't look at the child who is, let's say, not doing well in mathematics and science, and let's say, for example, languages. If they are good in languages, then they are not considered good, but then if they're good in science and mathematics, they're considered good. So this is the crux point. That's what I felt in our education system, where we need to value all the subject equally. So a doctor, okay, or an engineer, whoever, okay, after getting through science discipline, if he or she becomes doctor or engineer, in that case, he or she has to get into the society. He or she has to do the presentation, and he or she has to have the language skills and the presentation skills. How would that come up to him or her with let's say with a particular mindset of good in maths or just in science only? They might not be good at treating people. So the most important thing, as Niraula sir pointed out at the very beginning about 21st century teaching skills, we need to inculcate the values over onto the children. So how do you inculcate the values onto the children then? All right, there must be we must make the children feel that we are from the same community, and we celebrate the festivals of each one, let's say the festivals of all the cultures that we're practicing over here. That's what we have been doing. Through that, we are trying to connect the children in the school that none of the cultures are, let's say, better than the others, or all the cultures are equal in the other way around. That's what we are trying to do, one thing in the school. The other thing that we are trying to do is to make the children and parents feel that all the disciplines are equally important. And while preparing the teachers into the classroom, we are trying to connect mathematics to science to social sciences to language. So what they basically do is, when mathematics has been taught, let's say about when there is addition, okay, addition, if the topic is addition in that sense, the same thing, should be taken to Nepali class by a Nepali teacher. That's what you have done. So Nepali teacher in that sense will have to uh, uh, get along with giving the concept of addition, okay, by saying that uh, uh, using the Nepali language, how he or she could then, let's say, ask money from parents. Let's say they go to Mama Gar and then get prasad, and then in return they get money, and they could, let's say, uh, add up that money, uh, accumulate that money, and that is mathematics. At the same time, there's a cultural practice going on, there's mathematics going on, and then there's values going on while they are practicing out this simple act of celebrating a festival. So in this way, we are trying to connect this different discipline with the daily activities that goes on in our society. So how can we make it practical in our society, in our own selves, uh, be it in connections with going to, let's say, um, uh, marriage ceremony, or let's say Bratabandha ceremony, or let's say a birthday celebrations. So how are they going to, let's say, there are different let's say ways by which different cultures have the way of, let's say, organizing these practices, and those things should be taught and made them acquainted, and through which they build up the notions, they build up the whole, they will have the let's say, wholeness within themselves, feeling that mm, they are not a greater or a lesser than the individuals in the class, and they will not compare with one another. They will have the same competencies, and that way they grow up. And in the classroom, what we basically do is we make the children engaged. The first thing that children do is, whenever whichever subject is being taught, they are supposed to find out the difficult words in the we have the same methodology. We use the same method, whether it's math, whether it's science, whether it's teaching social studies or Nepali. We have the same technique of teaching. That makes the children understandable, and they know what they are supposed to do at the beginning of the lesson, and at the end also they know what. So in the beginning of lessons, what we do is all the children will have to find out the difficult words that they find in the topic, and they have to underline it. They have to find the meanings of those words by themselves, write it down in their copies. Then they need to put it out in the boards that we have created, and then that is what they learn. Okay, and they'll have to learn that, learn the meanings of those words, the difficult words. In the similar way, after completion of the lessons, what are the main ingredients or main points that they have learned out of it? What is the takeaway from the lessons? So that's what they have to find out by themselves. So be it in Nepali, be it in social studies, be it in science, we make them to do the same thing. So in that way, we have incorporated the same method of teaching, despite the fact that there are different disciplines. Methodology is same, technique is same, and children are acquainted with the procedures of teaching, and they become confident, and they do the presentations, and they ask questions by themselves, and they answer for one another. There's a leader in the group. We make a group, and then the leader, a teacher assigns the leadership based upon the competencies, and the leader is supposed to help the others, and that way children enhance themselves, their learnings, with the help of the teachers, and teacher just becomes the mentor. She just becomes the facilitator. That's how we've been practicing the integrated curriculum in my school, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your compliments. And we can, I think this is the not the end, but the beginning of our relationship, and maybe we can work again. And you put it very rightly. I used to also say that we have already, all the parents, they want their children to be doctors. So you go to class 7 and ask, what do you want to become? Everybody will say doctor. This is the first choice. Second, engineer. Third, pilot. Fourth, businessman. Fifth, staff nurse. Anybody wants to become a teacher? Every head, all the heads will go down. What are the reasons? Maybe that they are looking at us. We never know. So, and the parents have put in that in their mind that you have to become a doctor right from the start as the child starts understanding things. So this is what is spoiling, I think. And if I am made a education minister, I would not say this is the major subject, that is the minor subject. We say math, science, these things are major subjects. Social studies, oh, that's a major subject. Math teacher is appointed. He has to be given 30 periods, but he got only 25 periods. So 5 periods, what to do? Okay, give social studies in class 6. That's the practice I have seen. So what will he teach? The math teacher, social studies teacher. Social studies is a combination of so many subjects, and social studies should be the most important subject according to me. If that is made the most important subject, the top subject, then in 10 years' time, 50% of the world's problems will be gone. That's my feeling. Because there's a lot of understanding, a lot of cohesion, a lot of common thinking, a lot of friendship. And we are neglected, And read more, actually, I am a trainer of social studies from Read More, and I've gone to many places in Nepal. And I interact with the teachers, and they are in a big problem. First thing, the curriculum is so big. Secondly, they don't know how to do it. And I had to solve some of their issues. I'm not that expert, but since I have done it for many years, the subject, and I try to help them. So I think we have to all work together, sir.